All right, so we have a viewer here who's looking to get back into Magic after a 10-year hiatus, and they don't remember much about the game, but they're super interested in getting back into Magic. So what do we tell somebody like that who is looking to get back into Magic? And Bo indicated they were interested in both digital and paper. And so we're going to start with we're going to talk about a course to get back into the game using Arena as your starting point. I wonder if I can turn back. Let's see if I can turn on the tutorial again or something, like reset tutorial. Is there anything like that? Maybe not. All right. So if you're a new player on the system, one of the things you have to ask yourself is, like, what is your investment? I play on this account as free to play, and we try to see how much value in drafting and play we can get out of an account that spends no money. But if you are going to spend, and even if you're free to play, one of the first things I recommend doing is buying the welcome bundle. We've already bought it, so it doesn't show up in our store here. But there are these bundles. So this is an Explorer bundle, and there's a bundle we have already purchased from this account called the Welcome Bundle. That's a $5 bundle that's totally worth it and is a great, totally reasonable spend. Wizards basically makes this super appealing one-time purchase to try and get people to get over that hump of spend. They want you to spend for the first time, and so they offer this great Welcome Bundle to do that, and I do recommend it. The currencies on this system, you have gold, which is earned by playing games and completing quests, as you can see by the rollover. And you have gems, which you only get by purchasing them in the store or winning them in very specific events. You can win gems from gold by playing in Ranked Draft. So in Ranked Draft, you see that you can enter with gold and the prizes are in gems. So this is basically the Ranked Draft is like the only way in the system to convert gold into gems. But so that's worth knowing about, like, directly. So I just want you to know about that. But basically, I do not recommend going to the store and buying packs. Like, you don't really need to buy packs from the store. I would rather train you into becoming a limited player. If you want to build your collection, learning to love limited is really the best way to go. So let's talk about that in a minute. But first, the main way you're gonna do a tutorial. And especially if you haven't played in a while, the tutorial is going to be just about right for you. It's kind of rough for somebody who has literally never played, but if you have played Magic at some point, the baseline tutorial in Arena will help get your feet under you again, and you'll be ready to play. And then your main option is really to play in either play, which is unranked, or just play ranked. And I would not bother with ranked until you've built up a collection and can actually field a fairly competitive deck. The nice thing about the play queue is that you can still complete all your quests and grind gold and everything. And we'll talk about that in a second as well. But basically, for a starter, I suggest bot matches for getting used to the interface until you're ready for humans. Like the AI and the bot matches let you get used to things until you're ready for humans. Then when you're ready for humans, try the play queue, where you get to play decks where they will match you with people with similarly powered decks. So it actually does some deck-based matchmaking here, which is nice. And then when you've earned enough gold and cards and everything to build a decent deck, you can move to ranked and start playing, moving up in the world of ranked. And by increasing your rank over the course of a 1-month season, you can move your ranks up, and then you get rewards for them. Basically, I've never gone much higher than gold, I think. And basically, the gold reward maxes out at gold. So if you get platinum, diamond, or mythic, you're just getting a few extra boosters. It doesn't really matter. Gold is really where you want to be. And ideally, you play constructed or limited to the point that you get to a gold rank before the end of the season. So you've done it. You have your first deck. You are playing a little bit in the queues. How about this economy? How are we approaching the economy? Well, one of the things you need to do is cycle your quests. So if you're a daily player, we've already cycled our daily, but basically there are two types of quests. There are 500 gold quests and there are 750 gold quests, and we would always want the 750s over the 500s because they give us more of a gold reward. And once a day you can click on a quest and cycle it. And so one of the things you want to do is come in every day, look for a 500 gold quest and cycle that and try to find a 750. So that's one of the fundamental things you can do right off the bat to increase your presence in the economy here. And another thing you can do besides, so I showed some constructed options here, but another constructed option is they tend to always have these special events. Like we're going to go in and do this, finish this later. So this is free. It's just play. You just choose your deck and play, and you play against other humans. And when you max out your wins, you unlock a sweet basic land reward, but you also get some experience in here. We'll talk about Mastery Pass in a second. But experience is basically a way to get boosters, and if you buy the pass, to get some other stuff as well. I'll show you that here. So experience, when you complete a quest, you also get 500 Mastery XP. So Mastery XP is used for this track. Everybody gets this track. So you can see that level 41, I got nothing. Sorry. Level 42, I got a booster. Level 43, I got nothing. Level 44, I got a booster. So even if you don't do anything except play, you're going to slowly grind your way up level-wise and get some extra stuff out of this. If you want to buy this bottom track, see how it's locked right now? You can spend, don't even bother with this, but you can spend 3,400 gems and unlock the bottom track as well. And one of the nice things is that if I were to buy the bottom track right now, I would immediately get everything up through level 48. So you can wait and decide if it's worth it for you later to purchase the Mastery Pass. And this is also where I wrote an article on the Mastery Pass and how good it is. So I put that in chat right there. If you want to check out my CFB article on this, I go into a little more detail on the Mastery tree and stuff. But basically, it's just a way to reward players for playing and to give spenders another place to kind of buy a bundle. This is another bundle, effectively. The Mastery track is just a different kind of bundle. And then, so I've talked about how to, you start out with a low level. You're going to get some starting decks, like when you can go into deck building look, but basically I have a ton of decks. But you're going to get some decks right off the bat that you can build towards competitiveness. But really, let's look at deck building 2 really quickly. You can import decks from if you find sites on the internet. Like I use MTG Goldfish a lot. They have arena decks you can export and import into here. But mainly, if you make a deck, yeah, we'll change view for this part. Good call. I'm not really soapboxing anymore. Let's go to deck building view. All right, so here we are in the deck builder, and you can use either of these views. One way to build decks is to work from rares that you have. I don't want to get too much into deck building other than to say, you just click, and then you can click here and adjust. But basically, I want to get into wildcards. Like, one of the things you can do is, like, let's say I wanted to run 4 isolates, but I only have the 1. It shows you that you're missing 3. You can go up to, and you can see your wildcards. I have 3 rare wildcards. So if I hit craft all, I can decline here. So if I hit finish deck, it's going to take 3 of my rare wildcards and turn them into isolates. So that's kind of how you build, that's how you get singles in this system, is crafting, and you get these wild cards from booster packs, from the prize boosters, and from occasional rewards and stuff. But basically, you get wild cards. Also, you get wild cards from Vault Progress. I don't even want to, that seems so weird to even talk about right now. But basically, as you get extra stuff, as you get more than 4 copies of commons and uncommons, you build towards a nice wildcard haul. But basically, wildcards trickle in from different sources and are the key to allowing you to build towards the decks you want. Oh, and one thing I should show you in the pack section, let's discard these changes. You also get guaranteed wild cards just from opening packs. So even if your booster pack doesn't contain a wild card, the next one I would open here. Am I in the way here? I'm a little bit in the way. So is Card Kingdom here. Let's go. Remove the CK logo for a second, and then I'm going to go. Actually, no, draft view. So up here is this track, and as you open booster packs, you get an extra spot filled on this track, and when you fill it up, you get a rare wild card, and then every so often this becomes a track to a mythic rare. So basically, these are just how you build up towards the currency you need to make the cards that you want for constructed decks. And then for limited, though, what I would really encourage you to do is to play some limited. Learn to love limited, like we all do here. There's two basic ways to play limited. Ranked draft. Ranked draft has a gold option entry and a gem option entry, and it's best of 1, and you play until you lose 3 times or win 7 times. And you get the according rewards here. You get to keep all the stuff you open, so you can draft rares, extra rares if you want. And if you want to play best of 3 draft, you go to traditional. And in traditional, it's best of 3, and so you play till you win 5 matches or lose twice. And these are a little steeper. You get more prizes for this, and you get more boosters for winning. So this tends to be a little bit of a spikier format, which is ironic because it is not ranked. The spikiest draft format has no rank, which doesn't quite make sense to me, but let's not worry about that today. So and this is there's a lot of players out there who play exclusively constructed. I mostly play limited with dabbling into constructed. Let's do some constructed right now. I'm going to show you all let's grind out this treasure constructed. And I want to, here's a little tip for you, Bo. Like, one of the things I talk about, like, you really want to keep these, especially if you're free to play. Ideally, you finish every day with, hey, Magic is now hosting. Thank you, Magic. Ideally, every day, you finish with 1 quest waiting to be filled up. Like 1 empty quest slot, at least 1 empty quest slot, and 1 500. Because then, on the next day, you can cycle the 500, and you'll get a new quest here. And I want to try and cycle a 500 every day to max out that gold potential and try to get this to a 750. And so, to help that along, when choosing which decks to play, I actually choose decks in the free-to-play account that actively avoid completing 500. So right now, if we play blue or black spells, we might actually finish this. So we're going to complete this Ixalan treasure event using a red deck, and therefore we won't make any progress on this, and this will be waiting for us to spin tomorrow. How can one sub from the iPad app? Robert, I don't know. Sometimes the subbing from mobile and is rough. Scooter asks, why don't I want to clear this out? Because here's what could happen. Let's say I cleared this out and we had no quests. And then let's say overnight my new quest was a 750 gold quest. When we come in here and there's only 1 750 quest, we don't have anything to cycle. We're going to complete these quests eventually. So I actually want to save this as a hedge against landing a natural 750 overnight. And then we have this to click on and cycle tomorrow. Oh, subbing on mobile costs more? Oh, thanks for that tip, Mama. I don't mind if you wait, Robert. Yeah, go to your laptop. Yeah, so hedging against natural 750s is what that's about. Let's see, before I dive into this, what other tips do we have for Bo? Full control. Yeah, there's so much. This is why I feel like I'm a little underprepared. What I want to do sometime is come up with a full list of this stuff and do one of these where I feel like I don't miss anything. But maybe we'll teach gameplay in the context of actually playing here and focus on basics of economy and how to approach getting your resources and how to spend them. But basically, if you like limited, never buy boosters. Just use your gold on ranked draft and use your gems on either ranked draft or traditional draft. That would be my recommendation. for anybody who appreciates what Limited has to offer in Magic. So hopefully that's a place to start for you, Bo, and welcome back to the game. Now let's try some Treasure Constructed, see how that goes.